We want to start off with a reminder that we are not doctors. Before you make any changes or try something new, always consult with your doctor and medical team first. Chronic illness can vary from patient to patient, so it's always best to consult with your own doctor for what is best for you.
Hello and welcome to I Be Determined. I'm your host, Mason Harvey, and I speak from the role of a patient and I have Crohn's disease.
And I'm your other host, Michelle Harvey. I am Mason's mom, and I also speak in the role of a caregiver on our podcast. Today's podcast, we hope, is going to be in perfect time for you guys for the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving is just around the corner. Then, the rest of the holidays soon follow right after. So in our house, we celebrate Christmas and we really celebrate it. So our house explodes.
Day after Halloween.
Decorations. Yeah, it's already started.
Got 3 Christmas trees.
Mason also got a record player. And so
early, I was about to say early birthday.
Yeah,
Early
no, that'd
Christmas.
be very early. Very early, yeah.
Early Christmas.
So we got that, and it's been a lot of Christmas music, and it kind of got me to thinking, for us, this is a really good time of the year. For Mason, it's really something that is comforting and is a happy time.
Mentioned it's been more rainy lately, so
Yes.
that's good.
Which
That's
some
nice.
of you listening might be like,
Not
what's
the
the
rain.
deal with rain? But here in Southern California, we look so forward to it.
I love it when it's cloudy. I like it when it's raining.
Yeah.
And when it's the sun, it's just it's just a normal day.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
boring. So rain is exciting
Yeah.
for us. That kind of
the
made
rain.
me think, though, for us, this is a great time of the year, but for some of you out there, it's not. There's multiple reasons for that. Sometimes there's other stresses going on. I mean, even as much as we have Christmas, sometimes things happen, and during that time of year, it makes it more difficult. But for some of you, it is just a more difficult, stressful, anxiety ridden time of the year. And especially with IBD, there's a lot of challenges. You're in remission right now. We're in a
so I
pretty
don't have to worry.
Yeah,
about it
we're in a
quite
pretty
as
good
much.
place.
I mean, I still have to worry about it.
But there have been times where he wasn't, and it did make it more difficult. So anyways, we're here today to kind of offer you guys a holiday guide and some tips to make it
more
better
and enjoyable.
Yeah.
Less stress.
Right. And even if you don't, even if you're not, depending what you're celebrating, if you're not celebrating, it can still be a difficult time of the year. And, you may end up going to family get-togethers or friend get-togethers, even, despite what your beliefs are or how you feel about the holidays. So I think this could help anybody, or even if you're traveling, we're going to cover that too.
I feel like also Christmas is one of those times where people get more sick too.
Yes.
And so that's where the last podcast we did
Right.
can help. And we have a video on that we actually did last week, 2 weeks ago. But it talks about what to do during sick seasons. That's not what it's called, but
right. Are you more likely to get sick if you have IBD, and measures, we take? So,
and I don't know how it goes, but it seems like that around Christmas time, it is a season where people get sick a lot because
I think you're indoors a lot more. And it's that time of the year,
it's just the most wonderful time of the year. Everyone has to be everywhere.
It is. And so, and this is going to kind of cover some of these things too. So I think it's normal for a lot of people just to have different levels of stress going on and thoughts. I mean, I hope some of you are still able to enjoy it because there's so much to enjoy, so many other things to celebrate during this time of year. And I sure hope we just take advantage of whatever we can, whatever brings us joy. And it's hey, let's celebrate that. We're going to kind of start off by, I want to first of all say that you should never feel pressure to feel like you're being difficult. If you're going to a party that's being hosted by friends, family, anyone, just don't feel like you're a burden. Oh my gosh, my health situation is going to be a burden to these people. So maybe you just decide not to go.
Maybe this party is going to be a burden to your health.
Yeah, but for the most part, it's just important for you to put your health needs first and know that that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's more important, I think, to speak up. Just feel like, hey, this is it. This is what it is. And just make sure that you and your health are worth it to talk about. Yes. And don't let anyone make you feel
Like it's
bad.
not important.
Yeah.
Because your health is important.
And
That's what is
and
important.
we'll kind of go into that at the end, with our own situation, things we've dealt with, hopefully make you feel like you're not so alone because we've all had challenges with these kind of things. So, anyways, keep your health a priority during the season. Number one. And that's what we're here to help you with. We're going to first of all go over some of the social and emotional hurdles that you might be thinking of or might be facing. Hopefully, we're not creating a bunch of new things for you to think about and go, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that.
if you don't hear what we're saying, just skip to the next
Yeah,
part. No,
we're trying to stress you out more with this. But before we get to our holiday guide to give you all the tips, I want to go over some of the problems so that when we offer the solutions, maybe it'll make more sense and balance each other. So some of the things that we've written down here, or I have, and Mason's going to be hearing these. See how you think, what you think about it.
I'll see what I think.
So one of the problems, the social and emotional hurdles, this is what it's under, is explaining your dietary restrictions or the need to frequently leave the table. And so for some people, having to repeatedly explain why you can't eat this or why you can't drink this, or, that's sometimes you just feel like it's embarrassing. It feels like something that is tiring and you don't want to talk about it. Maybe having to explain why you have to leave the table. That's just one of the issues is the feeling. I mean, luckily for you, you don't have a lot of dietary restrictions right now.
But the thing is, here's what I think on it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there should be emotional hurdles over it. I mean, obviously it's a pain for you because you're the one dealing with it. But if I was a friend of someone who is having those problems, I'd be like, maybe I don't fully understand what you're going through, but obviously these things are important and you decide to still come over here. You go do what you need to do because it's most important that you are staying healthy, you're staying comfortable.
And you're a good friend for that.
Yeah, you need to be a caring friend.
Right.
And when they say they can't eat something, be like, oh man, well I just ordered all of this and you can't eat. Don't give them guilt. You say, oh, how
don't
can I?
serve dinner with a side of guilt, guy.
You say, oh, what can I get you? Or is there anything else you could have?
Right.
They're your guests. You're supposed to treat them and make
But unfortunately, not everyone is as good as Mason is, or we are like as understanding. And so some people may feel more awkward speaking about certain things. Some of the other hurdles are fatigue or pain during these gatherings. So for some people, managing your, ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease symptoms combined with just having a busy holiday schedule, planning everything out, traveling, that can lead to a normal person feeling exhausted. But somebody who has IBD, it could be severely exhausting, and it can lead to potentially flaring if your body is too stressed and exhausted with all that. So
what I think on that, are you done?
Mm-hmm.
So what I was thinking on that is, personally as myself, I associate pain with a flare, and I associate fatigue with a flare or being anemic because being anemic was one of the only times I felt fatigued. And so what I say to that is, if you're feeling fatigued or pain, don't go to a party. You need to be taking care of your health. However, most people might just be feeling pain, whether in a flare or not, or they might just be feeling fatigue, because obviously I'm young, I don't run out of energy. So
compared to others, and because this disease is different, and so know your own levels. You'll know better. Like Mason knows his limits, and you'll know yours as well. But this is a concern for people. It makes sense.
Now, just the thing that I would say is, like, if that is just how you are, don't try to be the life of the party. Don't try to make people happy. I mean, if it's easy to do, if you know you're capable of it, just don't push yourself to do it. If you're feeling fatigued or if you're feeling pain, there's probably something wrong and you just shouldn't be pushing yourself too much.
Crohn's symptoms can make it hard to participate fully in parties or family events. You know how that goes. So this can be...
I think if it's a family event, they should be understanding. If it's a party, people should be aware of the problem. That way they can also be understanding.
But to the person with it...
And to the person with it,
you still feel sad, like you're going to miss out on some things. And it doesn't matter how nice people are to you, or it's just a bummer. It's like that stinks.
Because, there are ways people can be nice to you and try to make it better, but it's a disease And there's not really any amount of kindness that can make up for that. You won't be able to just do things. That's what you said.
Yeah, so these are just hurdles that you're facing right
Mhm.
now. And another thing you might be thinking about is you have a lot of guilt and anxiety during this time because of the reasons that you have to say no to certain foods, or you're going to miss out on certain events, or you just feel bad because you do need to rest. And sometimes it's really hard for people to just say, I can't because of this, because you feel like you should be able to do it or you want to feel normal. So that's another hard feeling.
Mhm. That one. If you're feeling guilty when it comes to your health, when it comes to an actual problem like a disease
Mhm.
or tiredness, like you need rest, there shouldn't be guilt with
No.
trying to care for yourself. I
Right.
mean, if it was like, if you're feeling great and you're feeling tired and you're just like, oh, this sounds interesting, but I just don't want to do it, so no. I mean,
Yeah, you're
obviously,
not
if you don't
being,
want to, that's okay.
and that's okay too.
But you just,
You're not
when-
being lazy.
yeah, no, you're not. But when you're taking care of yourself and trying to be healthy and you're trying to rest and you're trying to make your body happier, and not giving your doctor more things to look after, don't feel guilty. You're trying to help yourself and they should understand that too.
Right.
So don't feel guilt. I mean, you can be sad that you're not getting to go. It's just like you shouldn't
But
feel like the people are.
I know some of you listening are saying, well, that's because the people are making me feel guilty. And we're going to get to that. So we're going to discuss that because that's a popular thing too, where I think
They blame you.
do you feel right? It comes back because people look at you and they're like, well, you look great. Like, what do
It's
you
an
mean?
invisible disease and it's
Yeah.
progressive.
The other thing is that there's a comparison to others and maybe feeling alone
That's a
because
big one.
you're watching other people eat all the things that maybe you love or you used to be able to eat. Maybe they're able to stay up late and play games, and you feel different now. You feel left out. It might make you just feel like you're kind of isolated from everybody. So that's another hurdle for people at this time of the year. Maybe you're feeling.
Yeah.
And
I can kind of relate with that.
so the next thing we're talking about is the travel and logistical issues that you might be dealing with that are stressful. That can be something as simple as not knowing where restrooms are going to be, having, if you're going to be doing a long flight or a car ride, it's like you may have anxiety because you have to use the bathroom and urgently at times.
I mean,
And
on a passenger plane with one bathroom,
right.
that's
And what if it's not available? So I think a lot of you are probably thinking of these thoughts in your head. So that's stressful. Packing and security concerns. So that's the other thing. If you have to bring medication, especially if it's something as an injectable. So we don't fly 'em, we don't fly. But for people that do, I know that there's liquids that can exceed the TSA limits, and it also might be temperature sensitive. So there's concerns for that too. Like, oh my gosh. And also for some of you, ostomy supplies. How do you get through security checkpoints with these things? And so it's a little more stressful because it requires extra planning.
that is.
The other thing is that you're away from your regular doctor. You're away from your pharmacy. So everything that is like normal and comforting to you, you know where to it's
You don't have
not
that
with you
anymore.
when you're traveling. So that is something else. Also, time zone changes. And so that can be a problem because it might be confusing, first of all, like, okay, I am supposed to take this at a certain time, but what time is it here? What time was it there? Should I still take it at this time?
And that can also
so
be tiring too.
yeah, so that can be stressful for you because it's like it interferes with your medication schedules and just your medical routines. And then kind of what we touched on a little bit, we're going to go a little more into it. Some of the stresses here, and we're not going to talk about it yet. We'll talk about the solutions in our holiday guide at the end. But these are some of the problems we're facing. And luckily for you, these aren't, but this is the case for a lot of people because this disease is different. Diet can really affect some people.
Thankfully, I don't have to worry
Yeah,
about diet, but I know for others that is a problem. Like they'll say, I ate a pizza and I knew I was going to go into a flare, but it was worth it. And I'm like, you went into a flare by eating
like,
pizza?
oh my gosh, how bad, right?
I don't have that problem.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful that I don't.
So some of the problems are because at the holidays, there's going to be rich foods, trigger foods, and unfamiliar foods. So it's like it's like this whole like landmine of like territory. Like I don't know
what this
is, and so it's hard to know first of all how the food was prepared, what's in it, and you don't want to like ask for like.
So how did you make it? What was the temperature?
Right on every single thing, and how long is it sitting out? Is it getting bacteria growing, is it, all these things. So these are all normal thoughts in someone with IBD's head. And so a lot of holiday meals include, it's like high fat, high sugar, spicy, high fiber food. These things.
So you gotta look out for that.
Yeah. And because that can cause just normal digestive upset, but
Yeah.
an IBD patient, it
That
can,
can obviously
right.
cause a lot more.
And then there's a lot of things like dairy, alcohol, caffeine that are often served and which can be difficult because those are not always recommended for this disease. And so,
Alcohol, definitely.
and it can also make you more dehydrated and that creates other issues. So you have to be careful with that. And then what kind of we're mentioning the hidden ingredients because you don't know what's in stuff. And so it's like you're looking at all the different sauces, the casseroles. It's like, what is it?
That's like mixed together. You can't just tell.
That creates an issue, right? For people. Then you have the pressure to try and eat just
try a little,
right? Because you have people, and it's so. This is one of the things we looked up, and it said like well-meaning friends and family might encourage eating foods that aren't safe or comfortable.
Your doctor's like, and why did you say yes?
Why did you say yes, right? And you're like, because my aunt was really wanted me to try her casserole. I think so. There's that pressure where you're going to be a situation where people mean well and they just like, well, what really? Why can't you try a little? And it's like that. What we kind of mentioned before, it gets exhausting to be like, because this, and so
I know.
It makes things awkward. And then there's larger portions. It's like many courses of food. There's a lot more food than normal. We know this too. Like you always feel so full.
You love the food, but I feel like with Crohn's disease, it's not.
You got to be careful.
You got to be careful with what you're eating. And
right.
Even if you don't have a disease, it's
you should still too. And a lot of people overindulge no matter what. So it's just, and I think that's kind of like the attitude. So most people are like, well, it's the holiday. Go ahead and enjoy. And you're like, my body doesn't know that it's the holiday. No. There's no day off for a disease. It's always there.
Because it doesn't care.
So there's a lack of safe options, right? So there might not be anything like, what if you're like, well, there's all this stuff I can't even eat. And so it gets stressful thinking, do I even get to eat? The other thing is irregular meal schedules. And this makes sense because, you go somewhere and they're eating at like 8 o'clock at night. You're used to eating at 5:30 and, you might be starving.
Why are you eating so late?
Yeah. Or you might have had just a long day of travel, who knows, but it can make the meal, it can change things up. And so when you lose that routine that your body's used to, it can cause problems. We just have a few more things and we're about to jump into our holiday guide. So keep going with us. See if you're recognizing these things.
Try not to fall asleep yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is interesting because I think a lot of you might be seeing yourself or hearing this and going, this is what I'm thinking of.
Everyone tells me you should just a little.
Hopefully you don't feel so bad. Like we're hoping you'll go, okay, they see us, they hear us. Like we get it.
And if you want to feel more understood, you can even have your friends or family that you're going to have them watch this video, and then they can understand where you're
explaining. Just tell them, listen.
Hey, remember the video I told you to watch? You were supposed to watch that.
Right.
Watch it.
Right. Have them watch it, see if it helps your situation at all. Some of the other things, just throwing these in there. So we know we've already talked about increased stress and anxiety. For IBD, there's a brain and gut connection. And so that is why managing your stress and anxiety is important. And just saying that makes people stressed out, right? Like, oh, you got to not stress out. And it's like, oh, thank you.
Oh, no, I'm just automatically stressing.
Yeah, but it's like, it almost makes it worse, right? So the more you think of these things and you're trying not to.
It's like when you're at the hospital and they say, oh, don't worry, it's just an infusion. You're like,
yeah, it's true.
That's not helping.
It's true. It doesn't always help. And so a lot of people saying, if you're stressed or you're nervous about something, your stomach doesn't sit right. It's difficult. Just having, like we're talking about, disrupted routines and trying to manage your medications. And so you're kind of trying to just maintain everything in a disruptive environment.
A nice little
it's all
ecosystem, in a nice little loop to make it work with each other.
Yeah. And also knowing your doctor's offices and pharmacies, even if you didn't travel, they, may be closed. For the holidays. So it's kind of exhausting reading all of this. I'm sure some of you listening are, hopefully it's like validating how you're feeling.
Hopeful.
It's supposed to be the most wonderful time.
It's supposed to be the most wonderful time.
There you go.
Copyrighted of the year.
There you go. It's just having Crohn's and ulcerative colitis is sometimes so challenging, and we want you to have that. We're here with our IBD holiday survival kind of list here to help alleviate as much stress, anxiety, and potential flare triggers as possible. And so hopefully some of these tips are going to help you. And so we're going to start first for those of you who are traveling. And so now you get to see what you think if these are good solutions. One of the things, if you're traveling, this is for your medication prep. This is something that will help you guys out and feel better getting this done prior to leaving. Refill all your prescriptions early.
All right.
and pack all your meds. Make sure you have, you know what you're bringing. Be
Smart.
prepared with that. Make sure you have everything.
Smart, because it
Right.
might, like, the pharmacy might be closed. And so
Yep.
you'll be like, uh-oh, guess what? I'm running out of these. And then
Right.
you're like, let's
So-
go. And then you're, oh no, it's closed.
Because
So,
like your last minute, the way you normally order, maybe you need to go a little bit earlier, see if you can do that. So check on all that. Also check to see if you should pack all your medications in a carry-on instead of checked luggage. Kind of maybe check and see, even have a talk with your doctor, have a talk with, check with the airlines to see the best situation for you, what you should be bringing with you. If you order your biologic, like we do,
Yep.
plan ahead to make sure you have it in time. Because like for us, it's shipped to us. We had to do this once. We had to change the time frame and ask to get it shipped a week early so that we would have it, because we were supposed to go somewhere. We didn't. We needed to have it because
just in case.
if it's shipped and delivered and you've already left, you have a problem.
Yes, I'm sitting on the porch and getting hot, and
Yeah.
that's not good for it.
So just make sure to think ahead on your
Have
biologic.
everything prepared.
Yeah.
You have to be like Kevin McAllister. You have to have the battle plan.
No, I feel like we should draw like a battle plan.
Yeah.
Here's your battle plan. It's going to be,
descriptions.
all of our different crayons. If you take biologics that need refrigeration, you're going to want to bring something like a small insulated bag, ice packs, and then at the same time, you have to double check the protocol with the airlines for bringing those inject. Really just kind of know, like certain ones like Stellara, once it's out of the refrigerator, I think it's for 30 days. As long as it's at room temperature, you're okay.
You just shouldn't put it back in the fridge after you take it out of the fridge.
Right. So talk to you can call your provider, whoever you get your biologics through, talk with them too. Ask the best situation. They'll help you guys out. Bring a list of your medications, dosages, and your doctor's contact info.
That way you're prepared to know what you're supposed to be doing. And if there's something you forgot, you can call your doctor and be like, so I need to know blah, blah, blah. That way you're always prepared.
And I mean, for some of you, I'm picturing people trying to write notes everywhere. This may be on a computer for you too. You may have this on your iPad, on your phone.
Here's how I would do it personally. I mean, I have a tablet. I have Procreate on my tablet. And I would just put the text button and I just write down everything.
Right.
And have the phone number for the doctor. I'd have all of the prescriptions, the doses, and how everything's just. That way you can just click, open it. And you can see the entire list.
For some of you, you can, if you have this written down somewhere at home, you can take a picture and screenshot it, take it, and do that too. Just have all these things with you. Set reminders and alarms for doses of your medications if you're crossing time zones, so you don't forget to take it.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
So those are things you can be prepared with. It seems like a lot, but I don't think it is, because you're doing all these things anyways.
Yeah.
You're just doing them ahead of time, a little bit earlier, and organizing. So that's really all it is. The next thing is a travel comfort kit, something you should bring with you. So here's some of the things you could bring: travel size wipes, masks, hand sanitizers, those kind of things. For some of you, extra underwear and comfortable loose clothing. Just sometimes when you have it, you'll never need it. So it's better to have it and not need it.
Better safe than sorry.
Need it, not have it. Yeah.
You have it, you need it, you don't have it.
It's like a small emergency kit. They have things that are anti-diarrhea meds. That should be approved by your doctor. We're not recommending that. These are just things that I've put together.
Ask your doctor.
Pain relief medications and things like that. And so make sure you have those in your little kit. On your phones, you can have bathroom apps. So like a bathroom finder apps. So Crohn's and Colitis Foundation does have one, and there's other places. I'm not endorsing these, but they're called Flush or Sit or Squat.
Sit or Squat.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. I think it's done by Charmin, actually. So it's ratings on bathrooms. And so it lets you know, like, hey, should you sit here? Should you squat here? Should you not even go here?
I don't know if we should be squatting in a bathroom, but...
No, but have these bathroom finder apps, have something already downloaded, have that ready to go. So that might help alleviate, so you can find things.
I thought there's even guides. This is off topic, but for Disneyland, there's entire videos, I'm pretty sure, about just bathroom guides.
There is not. I've wanted to do one.
Okay. Oh no, wait. Even on the maps, they just have it on the maps. Which is, I mean, sure, you might have the phone, so you can. But it's good to just have the map.
Let us know. I mean, there's not a lot of. We don't have like a huge following, but let us know if you're interested.
Do people respond?
they're like, please do that.
0.
But like, if you're interested, we could walk around Disneyland and just show you where the bathrooms are, not necessarily go in them. We can tell you where they are in the different lands and maybe how many stalls there are. So you kind of have an idea,
Yeah.
so if you'd appreciate that.
And we'll give them ratings, So
Yeah.
which one has the best clean?
I'm very strict about how I rate bathrooms. Very strict.
Yeah.
So if you would be interested in that, let us know.
Yeah.
And something, it might be, you might need to know from a doctor too. You might want to have that in your kit because if you're going through airport security, if you're carrying meds or ice packs, you may just need a doctor's have that with you.
Nope.
And then something I thought of is to check the restroom access laws before you leave. So because they're not everywhere.
No.
And only certain states have them. And the states that have them have certain rules with them. So if you're flying to another state, check it on the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. They have the map that'll show you if they have the Restroom Access Act, and then look it up to see what it covers.
Because it's in other states. The Bathroom Access Act is in other states, and we had to do it for California.
Yeah.
So it wasn't in California, so we got that done. But there's other states that don't have that yet. And so, even though the one you're in might have it, you will be like, oh, they all have it maybe. It's like, no, they actually don't.
You never
have
know.
to check.
You might be used to the luxury of having it in your own state, and you might be going somewhere that does not. So
whoops.
Good to know. Yeah. So now we're going to talk about food and eating strategies. So that's part of the guide to help you guys. So in planning ahead, maybe eat a safe meal or a smaller meal or snack before an event. So you're not as hungry and you're not going to be tempted to just eat whatever.
Oh, that looks good. I'm going to try it. And like 2 hours later, oh no.
Yeah, that was a bad decision. So maybe do something like that to help you out. The other thing you could do, which is something I'm big on, is offering to bring a dish. Make it something that is friendly to you, that so it's like not only will you will blend right in, like carrying a dish in, like, oh, thank you for doing that. So so you're being unselfish in carrying a meal, and you're also being a little selfish in a good way of making sure you're able to eat. Yeah. So
it's kind of like, we don't go to the parties, but what I'm saying is we go to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. You'll make gluten-friendly ones.
I do.
Or you bring something for everybody.
I also put labels, like what is in it.
Yeah.
So people
We're not just like, last time I checked, this one was gluten-free, but could be that one over there.
Well, when we're asked to bring cookies, it's like, I don't want to put someone on the spot and make them feel like they have to say, hey, what's in this? And so this way it's like, oh, there's a sticker on it. Check it out on the back. It tells you what the ingredients are.
And they love it.
Yeah, it's super simple to do, and it makes it less awkward for people. They can make the decision, pick it up and put it back if it doesn't work, or they can take it. It's a helpful thing to put, like maybe if there's any allergens or anything, potential things. Like the other thing to do is learn how to politely decline foods that, even though you don't owe anyone an explanation, like you could just say, sorry, that doesn't agree with me. And so you don't, but some of you out there and you're listening saying, I can't do that. I'm going to over explain. I'm not someone who can say, no, thank you. Doesn't agree with me.
Or you can politely say no.
Right? It's for some of you, they're like, no, that's easy to do. I don't, but for some of you, you might feel bad doing that. And if you do, I think what I would suggest is, if you're feeling like it's going to hurt somebody's feelings and that's what you don't want to avoid, maybe call, text, email whoever's hosting and just kind of explain ahead of time
like why you can't.
Right. Like how appreciative you are. There's just going to be some stuff I can't eat. So please don't feel bad. This is just how it is for me.
Or you could take the fun approach and print the entire dietary sheets from Crohn's and Colitis.
You can be a little aggressive.
So when they tell you, oh, you want this, you just hand them the paper and say,
here you go.
So here's what the paper says.
Yeah. And again, you don't owe anybody this. We're just trying to give multiple solutions because you are all different personalities. And I know some of you are like, none of this is a problem. I just say no. And simple as that. And some of you are stressing over this. So
I don't want to hurt their feelings. They work so hard to make this meal. I don't want.
Yeah, I'm probably one of those people where I never want to hurt someone's feelings. I don't want them to think my no is because their food looks disgusting. It's like,
oh no, I'm sorry, I have Crohn's disease.
Right. It's like, so it's so yeah. So if you feel like you need to explain, talk to them separately. So you're not doing that in front of everybody else. That should work. The other thing is to make safer food choices. So maybe don't put like unidentified sauces or gravies. If you can't have fried foods, don't grab that stuff. Just
Nice deep fried chicken.
just don't take a lot of it. If you know that you can eat some of it safely, take a little bit, but know your limit. One of the suggestions was to choose lean proteins like turkey, chicken, fish, and well-cooked veggies. Well-cooked are usually easier to digest. And watch out for trigger ingredients. Certain things may have things like onion, garlic, dairy products in them, butter, things like that. Don't get dehydrated. Make sure you're drinking water. Make sure you are staying hydrated.
Gotta drink water.
Kind of what we had mentioned. So limit alcohol and caffeine. This is a conversation with your doctor. If you feel differently, if you're saying, well, I can, great. Your doctor will help you make those decisions. But you have to make those choices for yourself. You still have to have your own personal responsibility. Just like if with or without Crohn's, you need to know what your own limits are and be able to say no and do these things. So it's not just people with IBD that have to do this. It's anybody.
It's anybody.
Really.
Anybody who's responsible. Just ask your doctor, right?
Right.
Your doctor knows you best. They've probably done endoscopies. They
know you very well. So the other thing is this is just for your stress management when you're at the gatherings. Take breaks when needed. Step outside or rest in a quiet room. Don't be afraid to do that. Don't feel guilty for leaving early or even if you have to skip. The best thing to do is don't not tell someone you're not coming. Because you want to avoid that, and don't overstay because you feel guilty that you have to leave. Don't do that. Set those boundaries. You can let your host know privately. You don't have to go in front of the entire walk in and leaving. See,
I don't like overstaying because it feels disrespectful. So I show up and 2 minutes later.
Yeah, you can let the host know separately that you might be leaving early. And that would help avoid an awkward conversation when you're trying to leave, because then when you're trying to sneak out and they're like, "Where are you going?" Oh, and then it turns into more conversation. So if you let them know early,
another 2 hours,
let them know ahead of time. I may be able to stay. I may not. If I leave, don't worry about it. I'll talk with you later. Thank you.
Later.
Yeah. And if you have to skip the event, call, text, do what you need to do, but let them know. Yep. That's important. And the other thing you can do is let close family and friends know how they can support you. Like Mason was saying, he'd be happy to support somebody. Yes. And so some people, we don't give them the chance so they don't know how. They're not going to know how. So
you have to tell them.
So just be honest. I know some of you know family members who don't want to hear your opinion or being honest. And those people that is going to take a therapy session. That's because we have issues too with that stuff. That we can't really help you with, or
just send them the whole Crohn's and colitis link. Yeah. Just tell them, hey, read all this.
Again, tell them to watch our podcast.
Watch our podcast. We'll sort it out.
You should be able to know for the most part, most people will be okay working with you on that.
Too.
You would, because once you know, it's like, okay, thank you for letting me know. I would have been embarrassed if I had served all this stuff you couldn't eat, or just simply ask them, please, if I say no to something, don't keep pushing it. There's a reason. Just understand.
Just don't push anybody, maybe.
Yeah. Just, I don't know why. People like to push food on other people sometimes. It's
I need to be fair. Sometimes people are proud of their cooking.
Right.
And that's okay. You can be proud of your cooking, but just don't force it on others, please.
Right. Understanding. Keep snacks or safe foods on hand just in case. Say they told you that, oh yeah, don't worry, we're making chicken and fish, and you show up and it is something that you can't eat. Keep a few things on hand.
Chicken and fish drenched in chipotle sauce.
Right. You don't know how it's prepared until you see it and you're like, oh.
Or the fish is like sushi and it's like.
Right. And for some people, they can't, do that. So just kind of be prepared. So that way, and I know this.
Be prepared.
I feel like this seems like a lot, but I don't really think it is if you can kind of keep this up. Little things you can do. It shouldn't take too long to be prepared.
Basic knowledge, I think. I mean, obviously, it's not basic knowledge, but it's good knowledge to have.
It's a good reminder, right?
Want to live a healthy life? Come on.
Yes, we're here to help remind you. The last thing we're going to talk about is managing your energy. Know your limits. Some of the things, so some of you don't have limits energy wise. Some of you are feeling great. If you're flaring, and some people, even when you're in remission, they're still more tired. So if activities are just really challenging, maybe plan to do one big activity in a day for the holiday because it's not like you're making up that you're exhausted. And if you're not exhausted, do as much as you can till, but if you already feel tired, maybe make a deal to try to do one thing. And if you can't get through it, then don't feel bad. You don't have to push yourself like that. Just make sure you're making yourself a priority. Like make sure you're getting rest, hydration, stress relief, doing the things that you can. That's okay. Super important. Last thing we're going to say is have a flare plan in place. Even if you're not flaring, we do this with Mason. I always have like a what if scenario because we know now how fast
you have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, a plan D.
You have many of them because this disease can change literally in an instant. You can be feeling great. Next minute, all of a sudden things are different.
It's like a roller coaster. So, first you're going up a little hill and then you're going down a 90-foot drop.
Flying. So chances, let's say chances are you'll be just fine. But if not, have something in place, know where the nearest bathroom is, keep your supplies close, have all those little things we talked about so that you are just prepared.
Have your McAllister battle plan ready.
Yes. Should have you draw that for people.
That'd be funny.
I feel bad because I feel like this seems like a lot. And I know it's really not fair that you guys have to plan this hard to enjoy a holiday. But at the same time, this disease is not fair. Right. It's not like it, it doesn't discriminate who it chooses. It just is what it is. And you can either choose to work with it. And the ones I think who deny it and try to do everything like they used to are the ones who are going to be struggling.
Warning signs my body are giving me. I'm going to eat this.
Yep.
And body's like, no.
They're like, it doesn't matter. I can do this. I used to do this. It's like,
I have osteoporosis now.
This seems like a lot, but I feel like it's actually not because you do this, you're going to have, it'll slowly
write
give you
down everything we're saying maybe.
Yeah. And do that. Let your mind relax. I have to sometimes, actually, I make up my lists of things to do so I can check things off and it helps relieve because I feel like I don't have to remember all this. I have it written down. Yeah. And so then I can take stuff off and I don't have to worry about it being all up in my mind and putting stuff in a list and getting it down really does help. Something else we kind of didn't cover because this doesn't apply to everybody. And, but that's being immunosuppressed. That is a big stress, I think. Cause like Mason was mentioning.
That's why we said in the beginning, bring a mask,
Yeah. Because like you were saying earlier, we just talked about it's flus and viruses are all going around and people aren't going to always say, oh, I can't show up. I have pneumonia.
Sometimes they're just, you're like, are you feeling good? Yeah.
Right. Or they're like, oh, don't worry. I just got sick yesterday. I'm feeling better. Oh, that's great. But you're still contagious.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're feeling well. So like for us, because most of you who listen to this, and for those of you who aren't familiar, Mason is, he gets treatments every 2 weeks. He's on dual biologics and they're both at twice the dosage.
And they suppress your immune system.
Right.
For good reason.
So for some of you, you're not going to have the same level of suppression as Mason does, or the same amount of time where you have less time in between your treatments to get better. So it's a lot of pressure to try and be very aware and careful who we're hanging out with. We have to make choices that are sometimes the best for Mason. And unfortunately, in the past, that has meant missing out. What we have done is like we live in Southern California. So even though it's been raining, usually for whatever reason, it feels like it's always sunny here at Christmas.
The last Christmas was sunny. Like
he's so frustrated.
We woke up the day of Christmas and it was sunny. And it's like
beautiful.
I know people are dreaming of having like a Christmas on the beach and it's sunny out.
Yeah.
But when the weather all year is sunny and you wake up on Christmas Day and all the movies are snowy and all the songs talk about snow and a white Christmas.
Yeah.
And you wake up and it's sunny. It's like, this is not Christmas. This is just summer with some decorations and music.
So we're always like, we'd love to have some storms, but at the same time, when it's nice out, we can all sit outside in our patio area. We set it all up.
It makes
and we
it
can
easier to socialize. So there's a good part of that.
So that, we do things like we'll wear masks. I know some of you are opposed to that. That's what we do. We will even have we're going to be having a separate table for Thanksgiving, still nearby, but it's our own area. And so for Mason, it's easier. So it's not like we're in a separate room. We're going to these are little things that we do to make it work so that we can still celebrate. Because, it feels frustrating sometimes because it feels like other people don't have to worry about this stuff. It's like you feel alone, but you're not alone. We make it work and we're very thankfully have family that is supportive and is helpful. We have had family not be supportive because we've had a lot of support on my side for Mason, but there have been people who did not want to accommodate Mason any time of the year, even when he was flaring. That family chose to no longer see us over just being accommodating, which is like strange, but unfortunately, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, there's always a scenario,
yeah,
where they don't know about the disease or they don't understand it, and you have to educate them. And
right,
then sometimes there's just people who don't care to understand or know your specific
right,
disease. Oh, because remembering, Crohn's is different for everybody. So just because,
right,
I have to wear a mask doesn't mean you have to. It's just a
right,
precaution
right.
that we decide to take. It's
And
different for everybody. That also makes it more confusing because people will think, oh, this is what Crohn's is. And it's like,
right.
that's what that kind of Crohn's is,
Right.
It's like,
And so they would choose, they rather choose to listen to the one instance they saw that was like a super easy case versus Mason's, which is more complex. And
I
so
mean,
it's
you
like,
got to remember what Dr. Targan said. I mean, it's not that talked about between the community, but eventually in the future, he thinks that there's going to be multiple
different diagnosis for
different
the
diagnoses
disease.
of the disease.
Right.
Because
It's not just one disease.
yeah, I mean, obviously Crohn's isn't like cancer. You have
Different,
what is it called?
with different
Yeah,
stages,
stage 4.
but also
Stage
different ways that they're treated. We've talked
Yeah,
about
they're
this
treated
before.
differently.
Yeah.
So eventually, Crohn's is probably going to be like that. Because why is someone treated with Remicade and someone else is treated with Entyvio because Remicade doesn't work?
So some people
You
don't
know,
understand that they know
they
somebody.
don't understand that
They
it's
think
different.
you're just being difficult. And unfortunately, you can't change their opinions all the time. And so if they choose to not see you because they don't understand it, that's their choice. It stinks, but I know a lot of you out there, I mean, the reason it's not even really worth mentioning on here, but the reason it is worth mentioning is because some of you
Might be going through
this and thinking, wow, Michelle and Mason don't understand because they have so much supportive family.
I mean,
And we
sure
do.
enough, yeah. I mean, we don't fully understand because we're not in your position,
Right.
but we can get a picture.
We can relate. So, and hopefully it makes you feel better knowing that nobody's situation is perfect. And we wish everybody we came in contact with was supportive and, was understanding. And maybe they don't totally get the disease, but they still want to care about you. And not everybody is like that. And so you just have to say, whoever you're spending the holidays with, for us, I think it makes us more grateful for the people who do care and don't act like you're a problem. They act like it's not a problem.
Yeah, I didn't ask for this disease.
Yeah, and make it a very non-issue. For us, that's what is so cool is I think it's become a very non-issue. People understand. They've gotten used to it.
And they want to learn and they're interested in learning.
Right.
And they care to make your life easier however they can. Because,
Wow.
I mean, when it's coming from me, I'm also a kid. And so things may seem worse to me than they are. I mean, I have a pain barrier that's a little bit higher, but it might sound like I'm making up things. But when you have adults talking about it too, it makes it a little bit more believable. Like, oh, dang, he was.
And then you hear doctors or scientists talking about the challenges of this disease, and it suddenly becomes like, they think like, well, you're doing well because you're taking these medications. Then they start hearing about these medications and they start hearing, and it's like,
what
wow.
what the biologics cause, and it's like,
right. It's a whole new picture. So, so even our family who is incredibly supportive, they're still learning and still like, wow,
we're learning every day, right?
Yeah. Keep educating people. Just keep talking, keep sharing your story. It's important. The holidays shouldn't be about you being miserable or giving in to demands or eating just to make somebody happy, or doing something is going to make you sick. That's not what it's about. No. If that's what the pressure is on you, figure out a way to follow what the guide we gave you, see how you can make it better because everybody deserves to have happy holidays. So
happy holidays.
There goes Mason. Mason can So that's what hopefully we help. Hopefully this was something was valuable to you guys.
Gave you a possibility to have a more jolly happy holiday. Yeah.
And so, you guys can check us out, like I always say, go on to Instagram at Team IB Determined. Yeah. You'll see Mason's recent golf trip and you'll see there's a video on there. He was I was also in it, but it's a long story. But Mason was in a documentary for Dr. Targan, and that was filmed at our house a few months ago, his part, and we received a copy of it. It's amazing.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, so you can we have it on our Instagram if you want to watch the video and learn more about Dr. Targan. I mean, I know you know Mason's, like you want to see a clip of him, but this is an amazing story of Dr.
I mean,
Targan.
I'm impressive, but Dr. Targan, oh my God.
He's why you really should be watching
So
and
basically,
learning.
think, Superman in the comics,
Yeah,
he is the hero of some
is.
disease almost because he was there and he helped create Remicade.
He's
And
one of the reasons why biologics are here.
the reason they exist.
So
it's amazing.
Check it out. Go to our Instagram, Team I Be Determined. Watch it's a 20-minute documentary, and I think it's incredible. He's at Cedars-Sinai, and we're so fortunate to call him our friend, to know him. So check it out. And you can also check out the Reggie Project on Instagram as well. You guys can listen to us. I mean, you might be listening to us on a podcast station. For those of you who are watching, want to listen, you can go to Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast. Check out the link we've included for you guys through Buzzsprout. And you can do that. And if you're listening, but you're like, hey,
I want to watch
see what's in the background. I want to see
the funny expressions they're making.
They're talking about.
What's in the background? Oh my God, what's in the background?
Right. The interesting, our messy podcast situation.
But if you want to see that, go to YouTube. There's also a YouTube podcast, but if you're on YouTube, you should probably be watching the video. If you're on YouTube, you can watch us and make sure, oh wait, what's under the Christmas tree? A subscribe button, a like button, and the bell icon. If you want to stay notified with the videos we're posting, make sure to hit that bell icon. Also, please comment like what you said. If they're interested in hearing about the bathrooms at Disneyland.
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know. If there's anything you found helpful on here, let us know.
Right.
Please try to keep the comments positive.
Or if there's something that you've been doing that has helped your situation, you want to share with others, share it. Like, let us know. And because again, this is just our two people perspective here. We do a lot of research. Everything we do, we've looked up and checked out other, verified a lot of this.
Links.
But feel free to share your ideas or your situations. We're always here to listen too. If you're having a tough time and you just want to talk to us, let us know.
I mean, we have Thanksgiving coming up. We have Christmas coming up. So if you want, leave some thanks in the comment.
Yeah, what you're thankful for.
Stuff in the comments.
What's been the best gift of the year for you? What's been not monetary? It can be any kind of gift. What's been the best gift, and what you're thankful for?
Who's your favorite artist for Christmas music?
Yes.
Crosby, Frank Sinatra, Nat King Cole, and Louis Armstrong are some of mine. What are yours?
We have the Elf soundtrack going too. That's really good. But so
again.
let us know. We're always happy to hear from you guys, and we're always hoping you're doing well too. Yeah. Hope everyone is doing well and have happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Yes, have a good 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Holidays
and we'll be back here in 2 weeks, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Yeah.
Or video if you're watching.
Whatever it works.
Whatever it is. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
We hope you will stick around, tune in, and reach out to us with your own journeys. We are excited to give you an inside view of what it takes to be a caregiver and what it's like to be a patient.
And most of all, we hope you'll maybe be able to play something you hear on here that might help you in your own life. Sometimes life changes, and it's all about how you handle the journey.